Ladies and gentlemen, every time you feel like giving up, every time the weight gets too heavy and your strength feels too small, that is not the moment to quit. That is the moment to recognize you are right where you're supposed to be. The pressure you feel is not punishment, it's proof. Proof that you are walking the path designed for you. Nobody faces resistance on a road going nowhere. The attacks you're facing, the tears you're crying, the doors that won't open, they're all signs that your destiny is too important to come without a fight. The darkness wants to stop you because the light inside you is too dangerous to its plans. If you were just ordinary, the enemy would leave you alone. But you're not ordinary. You're chosen. You're purposed. You carry the seeds of greatness within you. And every challenge is an attempt to make you bury what was meant to bloom. You don't find power and comfort. You don't grow when everything's easy. You grow when you're stretched to your limits. You rise when you fall and choose to get back up. You become unstoppable, not because life stops hitting you, but because you refuse to stay down. This pain, this struggle, this battle, it's not the end. It's the beginning of something greater. It's the fire that forges the sword. You want to know why it hurts so much? Because something valuable is being formed. Diamonds are not born in silence. They are born in pressure, heat, and time. You are that diamond. You are that warrior. And every hit you take is shaping you into someone the world cannot ignore. There's a destiny with your name on it. And it won't be reached by walking away. It will only be claimed by those who refuse to bow to fear, who push through exhaustion, who bleed, cry, and break, but never give up. Quitting is the easy path, but easy never changed the world. Easy never made history. You weren't created for easy. You were created to endure, to rise, to shape the foundations of whatever tried to stop you. The pain you're in is temporary, but the purpose that's being built through it is eternal. So when your mind screams to quit, answer back with fire. Speak life over yourself. Tell the storm, you will not break me. You will build me. Tell your fear, you will not define me. You will refine me. Because this journey isn't about comfort. It's about calling. And your calling is worth every step you take. So dig deep, push harder. You didn't come this far to quit. You came this far to win. Keep going. Your destiny is waiting. Your destiny is too massive, too divine, too extraordinary to live inside your comfort zone. If you're still clinging to comfort, you're not ready for calling. The life you were created to live cannot be built on convenience. Destiny demands discomfort. It demands sacrifice. It demands a level of courage that scares your fears and silences your excuses. You cannot step into greatness while playing it safe. You cannot reach your next level while holding on to what's familiar. The life you're dreaming of, the impact you're meant to make, the people you're destined to reach, the power you're supposed to carry, it cannot manifest in a place of comfort. You will have to let go. You will have to leap. You will have to walk into the unknown with nothing but faith in your heart and fire in your spirit. The problem with most people is not that they lack vision. It's that they refuse to leave where they are. But destiny isn't looking for people who want comfort. Destiny is looking for people who are willing to be uncomfortable long enough to become unstoppable. Your gift will suffocate in small spaces. Your purpose will wither in shallow waters. The greatness inside you was designed for depth, for war, for mountains. That's why life keeps shaking your comfort. That's why every time you try to settle, something within you starts to ache. That ache is the voice of destiny calling you out, calling you higher, calling you deeper. And you can either stay where it's safe and slowly die inside, or you can rise up, face your fear, and walk through fire until you find freedom. You're not average, you're not ordinary, and you know it. That's why you can't rest. That's why you feel this divine restlessness in your bones, because there's more. More in you, more ahead of you, more waiting for you. But you'll never reach it by staying where you are. You will have to risk. You will have to be misunderstood. You will have to walk alone at times. But the reward is transformation. The reward is power. The reward is knowing that you didn't just exist, you lived. That you didn't just breathe, you built. And that everything you walked through was worth it, because you became who you were born to be. So I challenge you today, right now. Step out, let go, move forward. Don't run from the unknown. Run toward it, because your comfort zone is not your calling. And the place where your knees tremble and your voice shakes, that is the place where your destiny begins. You are more than your fear. You are more than your past. And you are more than the limitations others have placed on you. Don't shrink. Don't hide. Don't delay. Destiny doesn't wait forever. Walk boldly, speak loudly, and live fully, because your destiny is far too big to fit where you've been playing small. You're not just fighting for yourself. You're not just pushing through for your own gain. There are lives tied to your name, breakthroughs that will only happen because you refuse to quit. Someone is waiting to hear your story. Someone is waiting to see you win so they believe they can win too. Your pain has a purpose far greater than your own comfort. It's building a bridge for somebody else to cross over. You think this is just about you? No. This is about generations. This is about legacy. This is about people who don't even know your name yet, but will one day thank God you didn't give up. Every time you rise, you give someone else permission to rise. Every time you fight, you remind someone else it's possible. That's the power you carry. Your endurance is bigger than your emotion. Your ability to stand firm when everything around you screams collapse. That's what makes you dangerous to the darkness. And the truth is, the enemy isn't attacking you because of where you are. He's attacking you because of where you're headed. He knows that if you ever fully step into who you are called to be, chains will break off of other people. Addictions will shatter. Dreams will resurrect. Hope will return to hearts that were dying. That's why it feels so hard. Because what you're carrying is not light. It's heavy. It's weighty. It's holy. So yes, the nights are long. The pain is real. But the mission is greater. And your life is a key that will unlock freedom in others. You've cried, you've bled, you've questioned whether it's all worth it. But what if your victory becomes someone else's survival guide? What if your perseverance becomes someone else's prayer answered? What if your scars become someone else's sign that healing is still possible? There is nothing more powerful than a person who walks through fire and refuses to be consumed. You may walk through hell, but you coming out with heaven on your life. And when you do, others will follow. Your story will speak. Your journey will preach. And your destiny will deliver more than just a win for you. It will be a door for many. So don't you dare give up. Don't you dare let go of the rope now. Not when there's too much at stake. Not when someone's breakthrough is tied to your resilience. You were never meant to walk this road just for yourself. You are a trailblazer, a warrior, a builder of futures. Every step you take is carving a path for someone behind you. Keep walking, keep standing, keep believing, because your endurance. Quitting feels easy in the moment, but the weight it leaves behind is unbearable. It whispers promises of peace, of escape, of relief, but it never tells you about the regret that comes after. The silence that screams at night, the haunting question of what if I held on just a little longer? Quitting is not freedom. It's a sentence, a life imprisoned by the possibility you surrendered. Yes, the pain is real. Yes, you're tired, but pain passes. Quitting leaves scars that never stop aching. You cannot run from purpose just because it's hard. You cannot abandon calling because the cost is high. Everything that matters costs something. Everything valuable demands sacrifice. And the greatest tragedy is not failure. It's walking away right before the breakthrough. You think giving up will bring peace, but what it actually brings is torment, because deep down your soul knows you were meant for more. You were born to fight, not fold, born to climb, not crawl, born to finish, not fade away halfway through the race. And every time you choose to stay down when you could rise, a piece of your power withers. You don't lose it all at once. It dies slowly with every excuse, every compromise, every time you say, maybe this wasn't meant for me. But the truth is, it was meant for you. That dream, it's yours. That vision, it came to you for a reason. And you cannot live with the ashes of abandoned purpose. You cannot bury destiny and expect to breathe easy. Every time you push through one more day, you weaken the grip of fear. Every time you fight through the tears, you reclaim your authority. You weren't called to live safe. You were called to live set apart. You were chosen to do what others are too afraid to attempt. So when it gets hard, when the storm rages, and everything in you screams to quit, that's the moment to dig deeper. That's the moment that defines you. Not the easy days, not the wins, but the moments you wanted to give up and didn't. Because on the other side of your endurance is a life you were born to live. And if you quit now, you'll never know how close you were. That's the cruelest part. Most people give up inches from the promise. Just when the pressure gets unbearable, that's when the breakthrough is about to explode. Don't let a temporary feeling cost you an eternal reward. Don't trade destiny for a moment of escape. Stand in the fire. Cry if you must. Bleed if you have to. But don't you dare quit. Because quitting might quiet the noise today, but it will echo in your soul for a lifetime. And you deserve better than a lifetime of wondering what could have been. You're closer than you think. Closer to the breakthrough. Closer to the moment everything shifts. Closer to the place where pain turns into power and tears turn into testimony. The enemy wants you blind to that. He wants you to feel like nothing's working, like your prayers are unheard, your progress is invisible, your fight is in vain. But that's a lie, a calculated lie. Because right now, beneath the surface, things are moving. Heaven is aligning, doors are creaking, chains are breaking. You just can't see it yet. And that's where most people lose the battle. Not because they're weak, but because they misjudge their distance from the promise. They collapse at the edge. They walk away while the miracle is already in motion. But not you. You cannot afford to die on the doorstep of your destiny. Every trial you've endured, every night you cried yourself to sleep, every moment you wanted to quit but kept going, it wasn't wasted. It was the price of progress. You paid it with pain. You paid it with silence. You paid it with faith when there were no signs, and now you're closer than ever. Don't let the enemy trick you into surrendering inches from the finish line. You didn't walk through fire, crawl through valleys, and climb through storms just to give up now. You didn't survive all that to lose at the edge. You are too close, too anointed, too necessary. Your presence on this earth is not random, it's intentional. And every ounce of your struggle is about to make sense if you can just take one more step. You're not being crushed, you're being crowned. You're not being buried, you're being planted. And that pressing, that stretching, that pain, it's the final contraction before the birth of something unstoppable. When it gets hardest, that's not the time to quit. It's the time to roar, to rise, to say, I may be tired, but I'm not done. I may be shaking, but I'm still standing. Because destiny does not belong to the most talented or the most gifted. It belongs to the most determined. The ones who crawl if they must, who cry and still move, who refuse to bow to fear or fatigue. This is not the end. This is the beginning of everything you've been fighting for. You're steps away from walking into what you've prayed for. Days away from seeing what you've believed in silence. So don't stop now. Don't quit, not when you're closer than you've ever been. The enemy knows it, heaven knows it, and deep down you know it too. This is your moment. This is your edge. And if you just hold on, what you've been chasing will come running to you. Keep going. Your destiny is within reach.